What if I told you Teddy Daniels was never a detective? That's right. The entire movie is a psychological trick. And you've been fooled just like he was. Shutter Island isn't just a mystery, it's a masterclass in deception. And today, we're breaking down the truth, the hidden clues, and the one line at the end that changes everything. Let's dive in. The movie starts with Teddy Daniels, Leonardo DiCaprio, a U.S. Marshal, arriving at Ashcliff Hospital on Shutter Island. His mission? To investigate the disappearance of patient Rachel Solando, who vanished from her locked cell. But from the very first scene, something feels off. The ferry ride, the cryptic dialogue, and the way the guards react to him. And there's a reason for that, because Teddy's entire investigation is fake. Teddy isn't real, not in the way we think. His real name? Andrew Leddy's. His real story? He's a patient at Ashcliff, not a marshal. The case? It's a therapeutic role-play experiment to break his psychosis. Rachel Solando? It's an anagram of Dolores Chanel, his dead wife. Teddy Daniels? It's an anagram of Edward Daniels, his real name. His so-called partner, Chuck Mark Ruffalo, isn't a real marshal. He's actually Dr. Sheehan, his personal psychiatrist, playing along to guide him through the delusion. Notice how Chuck fumbles with his gun? He's never held one before, because he's not a cop. Throughout the movie, doctors, nurses, and guards all act weirdly around Teddy. The guards are scared of him. They never treat him like a marshal, because they know he's a dangerous patient. That one nurse? She looks at Chuck nervously when Teddy asks about Rachel Solando, because she knows this is a setup. And now, for the ultimate truth bomb. Andrew Leddy's isn't here to investigate a missing patient. He's here because he's the hospital's most dangerous patient. Why? Because he murdered his wife. Andrew's wife, Dolores Chanel, suffered from severe mental illness. One day, in a psychotic episode, she drowned their 3 children. In a fit of rage, Andrew shot her and killed her. His mind couldn't handle the trauma. So instead of accepting reality, he created an alternate personality. He turned himself into Teddy Daniels, the heroic U.S. Marshal. He turned his wife into Rachel Solando, the missing patient. He convinced himself that Andrew Leddy's was a criminal he was hunting. And the entire movie is the hospital's last attempt to cure him. Dr. Colley, Ben Kingsley, and Dr. Sheehan set up an experiment. They let him act out his fantasy, hoping he'll see the truth. If it works, he will finally accept reality. If it doesn't, they'll have to lobotomize him. So, does it work? Yes. For a moment. Teddy finally realizes he is Andrew Leddy's. He remembers what happened. He knows his wife is dead. For the first time, he's lucid. But, in the very last scene, he makes a chilling decision. Teddy looks at Chuck, Dr. Sheehan, and asks, which would be worse? To live as a monster, or to die as a good man? Then, he willingly walks away to get lobotomized. Meaning? He chooses to forget. He can't live with the guilt, so he lets them take his memories away. Theory 1, he really slipped back into his delusion. Theory 2, he pretended so he wouldn't have to live with the truth. Either way, it's one of the most gut-wrenching endings in film history. And that's how Shutter Island fooled everyone. Did you catch the clues before the twist? Or did the ending leave you mind blown? Comment insane if this theory shook you. And if you love deep movie breakdowns, hit that subscribe button, because the next one is even crazier.